Hello, it's 9 p.m. Welcome to our English news edition brought to you live by RTD channel. Here are the top stories. The Head of State chaired the 12th sitting of the Council of Ministers. United Nations strong condemnation for the shooting of North Korean missile. That was the headlines, and now to the national news. Under the chairmanship of His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, the President of the Republic, leader of the government, has held this Tuesday, 16 May 2017, the 12th meeting of the Council of Ministers. The following texts have been approved and reviewed. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training has made a communication to the Council on the technical and professional training. And he recalled that our system of technical and vocational education takes support on the priorities and commitment to the government, and in accordance with the roadmap of the Head of State, the Department of Education has set as a goal the establishment of a national system of technical and vocational education to meet the needs of the companies in terms of skills and expectation of young people in the field of professional insertion. The objective is to improve the educational system, including vocational training and the quality of the offer. And second question, draft decree on the amendment of Article 1 of the Decree number 2015-095. This new text aims to reduce the number of years of service, which was 15 years to 10 years for the teachers of the technical education. And this project aims to strengthen and raise the quality of teaching and learning and proceed to recruitment of inspectors to fill the gap of staff control. And now the third question. The Secretary of State for Social Affairs has communicated to the Council on the review of the various social programs which aims to bring about change in the daily life of the vulnerable population. And she recalls that the objective is assigned to her department are to develop a technical framework for the fight against poverty and social exclusion. And it is about to fight, to struggle, and to give a meaning to the people in need, and showing them how can they really deal with their life and bring about change that makes life worth living for them. And in the field of microfinance, she said, all the efforts are made in order to foster and promote the emergence and structuring on the field of microfinance. And the first question, Minister of Labour responsible for the reform and the administration draft decree. Ali Daoud Abdou, Secretary General of the Ministry Delegate responsible for trade. Saeed Gella Dabbar, Director General of Taxes by interim. Muhammad Qadar Abdul Qadir Gedi, Inspector of Finance. And Abdi Farah Idle, General Inspector in the inspection of the work of social laws. Muhammad Obakar Musa, Technical Advisor to the Minister Delegate in charge of the trade. And finally, Ms. Koina Omar Dahelo, Technical Advisor to the Minister of Labour. And Department of Communication responsible, Post and Telecommunication, has made a report on the participation of the delegation led by the President of the Republic to the third edition of the Transport of Africa, which was held from 10 to 12 May 2017 in Kigali.
The new recent ambassador of Kosovo, Dr. Reseki Bocha, was received this Tuesday, 16 May, at the Salon of the Honor of the Office of the Prime Minister by the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed. Has taken part in this interview the Secretary General of the Office of the Prime Minister, Mr. Naguib Abdullah. Mr. Kamil, the first new Kosovo for diplomacy accredited to Djibouti, thanked the Prime Minister for his warm welcome and its availability. He refers to in his short speech the wish for the strengthening of the bilateral relationship existing between the two countries for a long time and to further consolidate the economic and social cooperation. It has made a glowing tribute to the support without flaw of the Republic of Djibouti during the painful events that the country has known in the past. He indicated that the people of Djibouti and the people of Kosovo are the brothers who share the same Muslim religion. He welcomed the message of the stability and the emergence of the country, which are the fruits of the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, has stressed the new diplomat. And lastly, it has expressed its willingness to contribute better to the cooperation of two respective countries and has pleaded with the Prime Minister for his support in order to further strengthen the relationship between Kosovo and Djibouti. For its part, the Prime Minister has not failed to recall that Djibouti made part of countries which have recognized Kosovo as an independent state and has assured its host of its unwavering support and expand bilateral cooperation in order to promote the relation of these two countries, brothers and friends. The Prime Minister has concluded the interview with the diplomats by the desire of welcoming in reiterating its assurance and its support in the accomplishment of its mission.
And still on the national news, the President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Mr. Muammar Ali Hamed, has received this morning in the Lounge of Honor the visit of 4 new diplomats. It was in the first place the tour of the Ambassador of Mexico, newly accredited to Djibouti. The new non-resident Ambassador of Mexico, accredited to Djibouti, thanked the President of the National Assembly for the warm welcome and his availability. And in his shortest speech, he referred to the wish for the strengthening of the bilateral relationship existing between the two countries for a long time and to further consolidate the economic and social cooperation. And then he has made a glowing tribute to the support without flaw of the Republic of Djibouti during the painful event that the country went through in the past. And for its part, the President of the National Assembly, Muammar Ali Hamed, has not failed to recall that Djibouti is part of the countries that support Mexico for his unwavering support and expand bilateral cooperation in order to promote the relation of these two countries, brothers and friends. Just after it was the tour of the new non-resident Ambassador of Kosovo, His Excellency Dr. Rajab Boya has been received this Tuesday at the Salon of Honor of the Assembly by the President of the Assembly, His Excellency Mr. Muammar Ali Hamed. And the first new Kosovo diplomat accredited to Djibouti thanked the President of the National Assembly, Muammar Ali Hamed, for the warm welcome and his availability. In his short speech, he referred to the wish for the strengthening of the bilateral relationship existing between the two countries for a long time and to further consolidate the economic, of course, and social cooperation. And then he has made a glowing tribute to the support without flaw of the Republic of Djibouti during the painful events that the country went through in the past. And for his part, the President of the National Assembly has not failed to recall that Djibouti is part of the countries that support the Kosovo for his unwavering support and expand bilateral cooperation in order to promote the relation of these two countries, brothers and friends. The President of the National Assembly has concluded the interview with the diplomat by the desire of welcome and reiterating its assurance and its support in the accomplishment of its mission.
Always continue its agenda of the day, which is loaded with the visit of countries. The President of the Assembly has received the new Ambassador of the Russian Federation in Djibouti. The new Russian diplomat accredited to Djibouti thanked the President of the Assembly for its warm welcome and its availability. He refers to in his short speech the wish for the strengthening of the bilateral relation existing between the two countries for a long time and the further consolidate the economic and social cooperation. It has made a glowing tribute to the support without flaw of the Republic of Djibouti during the painful events that the country has known in the past. For its part, the President of the Assembly, Muammar Ali Hamed, has not failed to recall that Djibouti made part of countries which have recognized Russian as a state allies and has ensured its host of its unwavering support and expand bilateral cooperation in order to promote the relation of these countries, brothers and friends. The President of the Assembly has concluded the interview with the diplomats by the desire of welcoming in reiterating its assurance and support in the accomplishment of its mission. Finally, the President of the Assembly, Muammar Ali Hamed, received the visit of contest of the new Ambassador of Namibia accredited in Djibouti, residing in Addis Ababa.
Still on the national news, in the framework of the project of solid waste under the high patronage of Minister of the Interior and the Secretary of State responsible for social affairs, the Djiboutian Agency of Social Development organized a workshop of information and awareness on the construction and also the management of 8 points of aggregation, 15 May 2017, in the City Hall at Balbala, in the presence of the Secretary of State responsible for social affairs, Ms. Muna Osman Aden, the President of the Commune of Balbala, Wabari Noor Elaye, and also the Director of the Social Development, Duriye Farah Sultan, the Director of the AFD, Mr. Philippe Collignon, and the Honorable Member of the Region of Dikhil, Noor Warsama Mire. Our capital daily produces 300 tons of ordures, and that is important to collect, transport, store, and processes. This extends huge returns to the OVD, which is to work day and night for the discharge of his duty. Actually, the government deploys waste important for monitors and accompany the changes to which our capital is facing, in particular as regard the thorny issue of the management of solid waste. As well, the project plans to build 8 points of aggregation, protect the environment, and thus improve the framework of life. Starting in 2014, the solid waste management project, funded by the French Development Agency, at the height of €6 million, implemented by the Office of the Highway of Djibouti, with the support of the Agency of Djibouti of Social Development. The grouping has made its technical assistance. The objective of the project is the reduction of urban poverty, the improvement of the framework of life of the local population, and also reduction of relative poverty, and also a vast and extreme but rational management of solid waste. And the project will allow for the creation of formal employment and perennials in the solid waste management sector, the improvement of this out of also recycling with the creation of jobs, and finally the creation of a chain of manufacture building materials from the waste plastics in place.
A large public awareness campaign patriotic was launched last Sunday by the Djiboutian Army in several schools in the capital. This unprecedented campaign will be spread over 3 days. This campaign was launched at the School of the Republic in the presence of General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of the General Staff of the Army Force, the Secretary General of the National Education, Mr. Abdi Dirir, the Director of the CFEF, the Director of the School, and there are many personalities of education and the Army. This economic high in color has been opened by the reading of the Holy Quran. Then together delegation and school children are all serviced for the national anthem intoned by the personnel of the national music. This initiative, the first of its kind, has been marked by the singing patriotic songs of the folk group Harbi. Is the program in the store skate questions, but also open day in the park of the Army, such as the Navy, the Army of the Air, and the It is the day of Monday, 50 May 2017, that the members of the Army have continued the awareness campaign in the school of Balbala 6. As in the school of the Republic, the national anthem was sang by the national music, a moment of patriotism very strong. At the end, answer questions have been organized for the school children of the school of Balbala 6.
Anglais. Unité. Est-ce que tu comprends la valeur de ce que ça veut dire unité?
And in the afternoon of Monday, a day of open door has been organized for the students of the School of Balbala 6 to the Army of the Air of Djibouti, to the southern flank of the International Airport of Djibouti. The school children have been able to approach the aircraft of the army, ask questions, and possibly feed to the interior to appreciate the scale and the use of the military apparatus, such as airplanes, helicopters, whether it be for the transport of troops or also for the combat. And now to the approach of the blessed month of Ramadan. The Secretary of State to the Youth and Sport as usual prepare and animate and organize also sport competition and games of companies in the various CDC of the countries. It is in this context that the stage Goulet has housed yesterday a ceremony of discount of the batch of material and equipment to the various CDC in the capital and the region. The ceremony has seen the light of day under the participation of the Secretary General of the Secretary of State for Youth and Sport, Mr. Mohammed Farah, the Director of the various departments, as well as the beneficiaries, the leaders of the various CDC. In his intervention, the Secretary General has wished first to a good Ramadan to all Djiboutians before adding that this blessed month of Ramadan would be a month rich in color, a month of activities. And he then recalled one of the missions of the Secretary of State to the Youth and Sport, which is to promote, of course, the fulfillment of youth through the CDC, place for excellence of meeting and exchange.
The honors in close cooperation with the UNHCR has organized yesterday in the Hotel Djibouti Place Kempiski a workshop on the global framework for action on the inclusion of refugees and on the dissemination of the law on the status of the refugees to the Republic of Djibouti. This workshop was held in the presence of the Executive Secretary of the Honors Hussein Hassan Darar, the representative of the UNHCR has Djibouti, Abdullah Baniya, the representative of the World Bank Auto Sek, as well as our promote and the representative of the organization a system of the United Nations has to know the UNB. This day has allowed the participant to ask a framework and set of objectives, and this is interested in the framework of the effort and the work provided by the owners and the UN in the framework of the protection and promotion of the right of refugees in Djibouti. By as well, this new act put in place by the government in favor of refugees as well as this global action for refugees will be used to manage this massive movement of refugees and the situation of refugees stand by ensuring a sharing most equitable of responsibility that the framework of global actions for refugees brings a greater support to the refugees and to the community of welcomes. This new national law will defend and reinforce the responsibility of protection and promotion of the situation of for the communities of refugees and asylum which are installed in Djibouti.
I think that's it for this edition. Thanks for watching us and have a wonderful evening.